All right, y'all. So I am currently sitting outside of my Lash Tech suite. Just decided to come a little bit early so I can make some videos for you guys. I am really enjoying the life that I'm creating for myself. Literally everything that I said I was going to do, I'm doing. If you're new to the channel, I've had an online business for 6 years and it's been flourishing. And I just recently, 2 months ago, hired people to kind of help me run it so that I can take a step away from like all of the admin stuff, the scheduling and the posting, and solely focus on creating content, which is what I love to do. Like, I love creating content. However, because my business has been growing and my platforms are growing, I haven't been able to create as much content as I would like because I have to post and schedule and all this stuff. So hiring people to do that for me so I can solely focus on content has been amazing. I'm not going to lie. When I first thought about the process, so what are we in August? When I first thought about hiring people in April/May, I was a little hesitant because I was like, well, what if, they don't do a good job? Or what if I can't afford it? Or, just a whole bunch of fear-based problems. But I'm so glad that I did it. A lot of times we will talk ourselves out of the very thing that is best for us. I don't know if you're guilty of that. I know I am, and this isn't even the first time I've done that. We'll say things like we can't do stuff, or it's not going to work out, or it's going to fail. We just have all this fear. People will laugh at us. What people are going to say, like people are going to judge us. We'll just have all these things going on in our head about why something's not going to work, and it's all just fear-based. So many of you guys want to create content, like you want to start that business. You're literally ready to start step one, which is posting your first video. But because you let fear take over, you can't even begin to manifest the life that you want because you're so focused on the fear and the what ifs and the shoulda, woulda, couldas, right? Well, I'm here to tell you that there's no growth there. If you continue to allow your fear to take over, you'll never get the life that you want. Maybe you want to buy a house, right? I wanted to buy a house years ago. I think I was probably like 22-ish when the thought first came into my head, like I want to be a homeowner, right? And I started the process of just kind of doing what I needed to do so that I could, eventually qualify for a home. And, I fixed my credit, found a builder, right? Looked at the model home and was like, okay, yeah, I want to buy a house. Like, this is what I want to do, right? I even went down and, let the mortgage lender run my credit. Everything looked good. Even started the process of building the house, right? I think you had to put down like $2,000 just to get the process started. And then you had to pay the rest of the down payment on the day of closing. And I'm like, all right, cool. So, the process is getting going. They're building, we're choosing out selections for the home and all this stuff. And then fear took over. And I started thinking, oh my gosh, what if I cannot afford this house? What if this house gets foreclosed on? What if we're making a huge mistake? What if they build this house and they don't do a good job and we're paying repairs? Like all this fear over this house that I know I have wanted for a really long time, right? And I almost let that fear stop me from closing on that home. We had gotten to like 2 weeks out for closing, and I started like the fear was really taking over. It's like, oh my God, I can't do this. I can't do this. Like once we sign the papers, there's no going back. Like, I can't do this. I can't do this, right? I was like, we should just walk away from it. We still have our down payment money. Like we should just walk away, just say F it, let them have it, and just be done with it, right? I don't know. And I was so afraid to close on that house, right? Because all the fear. Well, we closed on the house. We lived in that house for about 3 years. And then COVID happened. And then right after COVID, I don't know if you guys remember, so in 2020/2021, the housing market skyrocketed, right? People were selling their homes left and right, well over asking price. Decided to sell the house, right? Made a profit of almost $200,000 on that house. And I took some of those proceeds and put it into my business. So I'm so glad that I did that, right? I'm so glad that I bought that house. And the point of this is the life that you want is literally waiting on the other side of the fear that you refuse to let go of, right? And I have countless examples, weight loss, all of the things. But at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, what is it that you're truly worried about? Most of the time, we're just afraid that this decision that we're making just may not work out, but we never think about, well, what if it does? What if it does work out? What if every single thing that you wanted to happen when you make the decision actually happens? What about that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what if you do the thing and it works and you're proud of yourself and you feel good, and for the first time in your life, you feel like you're starting to accomplish something? Why do we always go to the bad? We always do that to ourselves. And like I said, I'm guilty of it too. But I'm so glad that I decided to hire people. I'm so glad that I decided to quit my job and start my business 6 years ago. Like, I'm just so glad that I made the decisions that I made. I'm so glad I hired a personal trainer. You guys, I don't know if you know this, but I lost 100 pounds. I started that journey in 2022. No, maybe 2021. I don't know. 2021, 2022, I wanted to lose 100 pounds. Well, I just wanted to lose weight. I didn't even know how much to lose. I just know I needed to lose some weight. I was a big girl. And I was afraid of hiring a personal trainer. I was like, what if I waste my money? Like, I'm about to pay all this money, and what if he doesn't help me? Like, what if he's not a good trainer? What if I fail yet again? But I didn't fail. He was an amazing trainer. I lost 100 pounds. I learned so much, and I've kept that weight off now for 4, almost 5 years. So I am here to tell you that decision that you're so afraid to make, a lot of times it's the very decision that you need to make so that you can finally turn your life around. So you can finally create the business or lose the weight or start the life that you've always wanted. And again, that fear that you're holding on to is really just you stepping into a new version of you that you're just not familiar with. It's uncharted territory. Because think about it. A lot of the decisions that we've made up until this point in our life are the reason why we're living the life that we probably aren't really happy with in the first place. So we have a tendency of making bad decisions. Not always, but a lot of times, right? Maybe your bad decision is eating foods that you shouldn't be eating, and then over time you done put on 50 pounds, 100 pounds, 200 pounds, right? Maybe your bad decisions are spending money and not, budgeting, not saving, and now you're living paycheck to paycheck, right? There's so many decisions that we've probably already made that just aren't good ones. And that's why we're in the situation that we're in. And so in order to do something different, well, that's going to require us to be different. And that's the scary part. You're stepping into a new identity, a new version of you that you're just not familiar with. Someone who, is more consistent, more disciplined, more confident. And I think that's the part that scares us. But that's the person that you have to be in order to live that life that you want. So stop being afraid to make decisions. I'm here to tell you, those decisions that you're thinking about long and hard, those are probably the right decisions to make. You're just scared. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. I can't wait to read what you have to say. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And do not forget to join the Patreon. The link is down below in my description. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.